It appears an East Texas man accused of killing 4 people will avoid the death penalty. Jesse Pulaski is one of 3 people charged in a 2021 Cherokee County murder. His defense attorney now says the state intends to drop the death penalty in exchange for his guilty plea. KLTV7's Cherokee County has the update.
It's been almost 5 years since 4 people died in this Cherokee County shooting. John Thomas Clinton, Jeffrey Gerla, Amanda Bain, and Amy Hickey were killed. Arrest documents say the 4 people were inside a home when a gun deal went wrong. Investigators said Jesse Pulaski knew 2 of the victims had a gun for sale. He's accused of orchestrating a robbery instead. His co-defendants are accused of pulling the trigger on the 4 victims. Now, one of the men responsible is set to learn his fate. Pulaski, one of 3 charged in their deaths, was facing the death penalty. A hearing was set for this afternoon, but the judge was sick. Defense attorney Bobby Mims says the state is dropping the death penalty. He says his client will plead guilty next week and receive life in prison without the possibility of parole. It's unclear why the death penalty was dropped. When asked about the plea deal, District Attorney David Broom had no comment for us. J.D. Conti, KLTV 7 News.
Now, sentencing is set to happen Monday afternoon, but that could change. We'll keep you updated. 11 pounds